5,000 years ago, a time when civilizations were just beginning to rise. While many parts of the world were still in the Stone Age, one region stood out: India, the land of the Indus Valley Civilization, a beacon of progress, engineering, and knowledge. But how did India compare to the rest of the world back then? Let's find out. In the Indian subcontinent, a great civilization was flourishing: the Indus Valley Civilization, one of the world's oldest and most advanced urban societies. Cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were meticulously planned with well-structured houses, drainage systems, and even water supply networks. Meanwhile, in other parts of the world, Europe was still in the Neolithic period. People lived in small tribal communities, practicing basic farming and using stone tools. Cities like Rome and Athens would not rise for another few thousand years. Most European settlements lacked planned infrastructure and had minimal trade connections. While Egypt and Mesopotamia had advanced civilizations with pyramids and ziggurats, their cities lacked the intricate planning seen in the Indus Valley. In contrast, Indian cities had uniform brick structures, public baths, an advanced trade system, and even early forms of sanitation that would not be seen elsewhere for centuries. The people of ancient India were not just master architects, but also pioneers in science and mathematics. The decimal system, the concept of zero, and early forms of algebra had their roots in ancient Indian thought. They also had knowledge of metallurgy, crafting tools and artifacts from copper, bronze, and even early forms of steel. In contrast, the concept of zero was unknown to most civilizations. Other societies relied on cumbersome number systems. In terms of astronomy, ancient Indians had already begun studying celestial bodies, documenting movements of stars and planets, while other civilizations were still interpreting the night sky through myths and folklore. The people of ancient India had an advanced understanding of medicine. The Ayurveda system, which originated thousands of years ago, focused on holistic healing, surgical procedures, and herbal medicine. Sushruta, an ancient Indian physician, detailed surgical techniques that would only be rediscovered much later in history. In contrast, medical practices in other civilizations were often rudimentary. Many relied on spiritual healers rather than scientific approaches to medicine. The Indus Valley people were skilled traders. They had extensive trade networks reaching Mesopotamia, Central Asia, and even parts of Africa. They used standardized weights and measures, something almost unheard of in most early civilizations. They even developed early banking concepts, facilitating trade with precision. While trade existed in other regions, most economies were still based on barter systems with little standardization. In contrast, the Indus Valley had organized marketplaces and economic systems. Even culturally, India was miles ahead. Ancient Sanskrit texts, such as the Rig Veda, contained deep philosophical and scientific knowledge. Intricate artwork, pottery, and sculptures from the Indus Valley show an advanced understanding of aesthetics and craftsmanship. Other civilizations were still developing their writing systems, while India had already documented vast amounts of knowledge. The use of seals for communication and branding was a revolutionary idea that set India apart. So, if India was so advanced 5,000 years ago, why did this great civilization decline? Climate change, shifting rivers, and possible invasions led to its downfall. Some historians believe major droughts caused food shortages, forcing people to abandon cities and migrate elsewhere. But its legacy lived on, influencing later Indian empires and even modern civilization. India, the land of innovation, wisdom, and resilience. 5,000 years ago, it was one of the most advanced civilizations on Earth, and today it continues to rise. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories.